Welcome to Exchange Rates UK TV. It is the 30th of July 2021, last trade day of the week, last trade day of the month, last day of the month. And looking at Cardano, starting off with the weekly chart. Oscillators, you can see that the first oversold condition in a bull market is at 50, and you can see the RSI has bounced off of that slightly. It was up a little bit more. The slope was up a little bit more. But as we've gone on in the week, it started to drift a little lower. And the composite index last week, it was showing some signs of crossing above its fast average. Even this week it was, but it's since kind of slid down. And it still could. There's a couple days left. We've got the weekend, and the weekend can cause some crazy movements in cryptocurrencies. And then when you look at price itself, all right, you can see the Tenkan Sen, the blue, and the Kijun Sen in the red. As prices went up there this week, it just got hammered down, and that is a very bearish thing. The bullish type of issue we have going on here is that the 382 fib level, that is acting as a very strong source of support. That's at the 116 value area, and we've actually created a bullish pivot setup here. So as long as this this current weekly candle closes in the green, or the close is greater than the open, we'll have a bullish pivot setup, which means that the middle candlestick here, it has a lower low and a lower high than the two outside candles. Now, when we look at the daily chart, you can see that, we've got just this really tight trading range. We're breaking out of the outside of the inside bars. So yesterday's close represented the third consecutive inside bar. So on the 27th, which was, Wednesday? Tuesday. So Tuesday was an inside bar. Wednesday was an inside bar. Thursday was an inside bar. Friday, no longer an inside bar because it broke down below yesterday's low. And if it breaks down below the day before that'll be interesting to see. So we've got some really interesting zones ahead as far as what the likely price action is going to be. When you look at where it's at, we're in between the Tenkan Sen and the Kijun Sen. This is like the definition of a make or break zone for Cardano, because it can very easily just follow the contour of these candlesticks and continue to press down lower. But at the same time, if it decides to trade flat for a little bit, it's going to be in a really good spot to have a nice breakout. And there are signs all over the place on the daily chart that that there are a lot of conditions occurring that could create a nice bullish entry opportunity. The first one is that the Tenkan Sen's above the Kijun Sen, and price isn't above both of those, but that is a condition to look for in a bullish move. Then when you look at the cloud itself, you can see that single span B is flattened out, and then span A is starting to slope up. And so over the next few days, if this remains, if the Tenkan Sen continues to kind of creep up, we'll get a Kumo twist, which means that it'll convert bullish. But in the meantime, when you look at the oscillators, you see the top of the cloud here, or the bottom of the cloud acting as resistance. You see the RSI getting rejected at 55, the composite index with a sharp turn down. This really looks like it's going to just continue the move south. And I don't often reference back to the monthly chart, but the monthly chart, we don't really have not enough data on it to even have a full, even really have a cloud on the chart yet. We have the single span A, but we don't even have single span B on here yet. But if you look at where the Kijun Sen is at, it's at 126.59. We're close to getting below that 127.13. So if the monthly closes below that line, that could be a big danger zone. And will it? It very well may, because the monthly chart is showing us that we could just be looking at the beginning of the move down. That we've had, like a month or two of prolonged waiting, and because span The composite index has crossed below the fast average of its fast average, and the percent B is about to dip back down below 0.8. And notice this as well. June was an inside bar, and unless, for some reason today we dropped, is that lower? It's hard to tell. Let's see. The low for June was 98.91. The low for here, yeah. So July looks like an inside bar as well. That's a squeeze alert. So that brings up a ton of trade opportunities here in the near future. But if it breaks down and holds below that, watch out to the south. That should be an interesting weekend. Thank you guys for watching. From all of us here at Exchange Rates UK TV, please don't forget to like and subscribe.